Hey everybody, in this video what we're going to do is go over some AWS stuff. So we're going to get into AWS, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create an account. So you can just go to aws.com, type that into your browser, and you can sign in or create an AWS account. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to create one. So what it asks for is a root user email address. So this is the root user. It has access to everything, and this is an account you're not going to want to use. So let's set this up. And what we'll do is we'll set it up. I'm going to use plus addressing here. So plus, and we'll call it org account. So what plus addressing is it allows you to use your email, your regular email. So my email is chris.ranke@gmail.com. If you use plus addressing, you can just plus, you put a plus there, and anything after that will be a unique, basically an alias to your account. So anything coming to this address will go into your account. You can test it. It works. It's great. It also works for Office 365, so you can use it for that too. We're going to give it an AWS account name, and we'll just call this Chris org account. All right, so we'll verify the email address. Then I'm going to go to my email, and I'm not going to do that on, whoops, let me get the right thing. I'm going to go into my email, not on video. I got an email from AWS just saying to verify this. Let's see if I can bring that up. So, yeah, here it is. So here's my email. It says to verify my email address, and it says to use that number. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pull that off screen, and I'll put my verification code in, 309520. Alright, and verify that. Alright, so we have created the AWS account, and, well, we've created the email address in there. So now we'll go through the rest. Root user password, it wants our password. There's steps 1 to 5. You can see that. So let's get a good password. So let's generate one. Give me a second while I do this. Let's see. Let's generate something. So what we can do here is, just suggest a strong password, do something like that. It doesn't give us that option here. Okay, so let me get a good password here and set this up. Okay, I generated a password. I'm going to put it in here, paste it in, paste it in. And at this point, I will continue. Okay, so now what we'll do is type in my name. I'm going to type in a phone number. I'm in the US. My address, you have to put the address in. And city, state, and postal code. And say that you've read the agreement. Continue to step 3. Here's where we're going to put in a credit card number. So let's do that. Okay, let me put that in. And the expiration date. Okay, so what it will do now, they're going to send me a verification code to a mobile phone number. So let's put that in. And I've got to type these characters, which W, I don't know what that is, N, 2WB4. Let's see if that's right. Of course, that's wrong. Let's take a XX6FC6. Okay. Apparently, I might be a robot. 456 VFM. That's got to be right. B22 and P8. There we go. Okay, so now it's going to send me a text. I just got it. And it says, let's see what it says. Let's check it out. I actually did not get it yet. Let's see. Okay, so it says it could take up to 10 minutes to receive this. Let me just pause while I wait for that. Okay, I had to go back. I had to actually return to the previous page and re-input the code to actually get the code, so I was waiting for a little while. It says it can take up to 10 minutes, but you know, I got a little impatient. Alright, so I am now, we're on step 5, so this is just select a support plan. What we're going to do is just use the basic support for free. For this is basically just a test account. And if you're enterprise level, you would probably want to sign up for this for your account. But just for a test account, free is good. You could do developer. So is reasonably priced at $29 a month. And business support is $100 a month. Alright, so let's complete the sign up. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the AWS console and we're going to sign in as root user. So that root user is the user we just created, and it's going to be chris.ranke plus, and this is going to be org account at gmail.com. So that is our root user. And we did not save that, so let's just close that out. So this password, let me try to look this up. This is quite a password, percent. I don't know why I'm reading it. I shouldn't be doing that. G. Okay, so we're going to sign in. And we will say, let's save that password. All right, so now we're in the root account. So the first thing you want to do when you're in the root account is you want to go to security credentials. And we want to assign MFA. And we're going to set it up with the Google Authenticator. So click Next. Oh, and this will be, I'll call this a meaningful name. And I'll call it I'm going to call this network config Chris org account. So this is my base account. Click Next. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this, show the QR code, put it into my device, and then we'll come back. But if you use Google Authenticator, this is pretty simple. You just you just scan the QR code into that. So let me just pause the video while I take care of this. Okay, so I just finished the setup of MFA for my root user. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the IAM. I'm going to type IAM up here. Click on IAM. I'm going to create a user to actually manage the account, and this is just going to be an admin user. So it's going to tell me security recommendations. It says root user has MFA. If that wasn't done, it would have a red X and no active keys for the root user. So that's good. And we'll get into how keys are used a little bit later. So at this point, let's add a user that we can log into to manage. And we'll call this, so we'll add a user. And the user will be Chris admin. And I will provide access to the AWS Management Console. So this is also, are you providing console access to a person? Specify a user in Identity Center recommended. So this is recommending we use Identity Center. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to configure Identity Center, and we're going to set it up to do SSO with Azure. But right now I'm just going to create a user, auto-generated password. That is fine. I'm good with that. User must, I'm not going to do that right now. And we're going to go to next. And we're going to add a user to group to give permissions. Or we're actually going to attach a policy directly. and we're just going to give them administrator access. So this is just our first user, and this is the only likely IAM user that we're going to create. Okay, so we've got this, create user, and I'm going to download a CSV file which will have the credentials for this user. So let's return to users list. We've got that. We've got the credentials there in that CSV. I can also show the console password here. I won't do that right now. Return to user. So Chris admin's been created. Groups, none, never, password age. Looks good. So everything looks good there. What we'll now do is I'm going to log out because I don't want to be in the root account. So I'm going to sign out of the root account. All right, so I signed out of the root account, and what I should have done is I think I should have grabbed, let me see if we can open this up over here. Okay, so I have in that CSV, I do have the console sign-in URL. So I'm going to copy that from there. All right, so let's see what we got. All right, so I'm going to, let me see if I can open this in, so I'm having a little trouble opening this. Give me a second. Okay, so we're going to just go into the console. All right, so okay, I'm going to paste the URL in. So let's go there, paste and go. All right, so this, see, it filled out the account ID. The IAM username is Chris admin, and the password was sent in that CSV file. So what I'll do is I'll grab that password, just copy that and paste that in and sign in. And I will save that. So the first thing, again, what we want to do is go to the IAM console. Now this is an admin. This has full access to everything because we gave them access, but I'm going to go to the IAM and I'm going to add, again, you can create an account alias here. Here's the sign-in URL, so you save that. Make sure you have that. Let's put that in there and we'll just paste it and we'll actually save that as a favorite. Bookmark. Done. Okay, so that's bookmarked. We've got that. Good. Oh, it signed us out. So that's not what we want. So we want Chris admin. Okay, we're signed in again. And then what we'll do is add MFA. So security recommendations. Root user has MFA. Add MFA for yourself. So that's what we want to do. We want to make sure every user is using MFA. Now that's going to be taken care of by our identity provider, which is going to be Azure AD. But right now, what we want to do is we're just setting up the first account, and also an account that can be used in an emergency, something like that. So let's go next. Okay, so this is Chris admin. Click next. And I'm going to pause while I finish this, adding this. Okay, so MFA has been added. This is a good place to stop. We've created a root user. We've created an IAM admin, which is Chris admin. So we have full access to this system. Here we could create access keys if we needed to programmatic access. Probably not a good idea, and as it says right here, as a best practice, avoid using long-term credentials. Instead, use tools which provide short-term credentials. So with SSO, we can do that, and we can have very short-term credentials, and that's the better way to go. So you probably don't want to create access keys here. If you do, they're long-term and they last pretty much forever until you rotate them. So not a best practice, right? It says it right there. And you can learn more here. You can click there and it will tell you about managing access keys. That's the great thing about AWS. There's so much documentation on everything. So it's very helpful, very easy to use. Well, not easy to use, but very helpful in finding answers to how we do things. So this is the first video. We created an account. This account is going to be used as our organizational root account. Basically, this is the root of the tree, and we're going to add 2 more accounts in the upcoming videos, and then we'll start adding some more configuration and working on that. So thank you for watching. Appreciate it. And please subscribe if you can. So thanks very much.